Guys, Dolly here. Welcome back to Gypsy Rose Papery. Today we're gonna do a craft with me. We are going to alter some paper clips. I am part of the challenge group that was set up by Kim at Serene Bookworks, and she will be down in the description box. The challenge is now closed, and she's already kind of set up partners, and we each have to send our paper clips off to the next person. But I'm sure she will be doing more challenges in the future, so definitely check her out, subscribe, and hit that bell for her so that you don't miss any of her videos. And then while you're at it, if you haven't subscribed to me, hit the little fairy down here, click on her, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and then you'll know when my videos show up. So win-win, right? Okay, I'm digressing. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some supplies, and when I come back, I'm gonna show you how to turn these into these. So materials you're gonna need are some paper clips. I have here some of assorted size and color, some pretty stickers that I had lying around. These are all from the dollar store, and I think this one was clearance at Hobby Lobby. And these, I'm not sure where I got these, but they were nice and small, and I thought that they would go well with the smaller paper clips. Then you can also use some batting. I have some cotton batting here, just some strips. You don't have to use batting. It's not required. You just need something that's gonna give some cushion. So I've used cheesecloth in the past, kind of just bunched up cheesecloth. I've used felt. You can use felt as well, so you're not limited to just this. I just happen to have scraps that I want to use up. And finally, you will need some fabric, and these are scraps from Tiny Home Treasures, which I linked in my previous video, and I will link her again below. She's got some really good deals on vintage fabric scraps, and sometimes she has textiles and lace bags, and she's got all kinds of different stuff. She also has vintage sewing pattern paper and the actual little envelope it comes in, so definitely check her out. And once you guys have the supplies that you need, you can come back here and we'll get started. So for this project, I'm gonna make a total of 6 because that was the requirement. There you go. So we have our 6. I'm gonna do 3 small ones and 3 big ones. So the challenge was for 6 paper clips, altered however you'd like. They didn't necessarily have to still be functioning as paper clips. Some people made them into beads and stuff like that. So I'm gonna make them into functioning paper clips because when I send these out, I'll attach little bits of ephemera and stuff to each paper clip as a little extra bonus. And so I'm just gonna go through my fabric scraps and see. So this is kind of a good size for this one here, because you're going to insert the short half and the long half will be outside of this textile that we're going to create. So the smaller one, like this one, would be great for the smaller paper clips. I don't really have exact measurements because I kind of just eyeball everything if you've met me. These could be pretty good for the back, so I could maybe cut some of these out, or I could maybe cut some squares out of this one. So anyway, I'm not gonna make you sit here and watch me go through all these fabrics. Just basically pick out whatever fabrics you'd like. You're gonna need 3 larger pieces for your 3 big paper clips, and then 3 smaller pieces for your small paper clips. And actually, let me correct myself, you'll need 6 of each because you'll need the front and the back to each paper clip, so that would be 6. So go ahead and pick out 6, I would say 2.5-inch squares, and then pick out 6 maybe 1.5-inch squares, and we'll meet right back here. And I wanted to show you guys how I cut the fabric. So for them to be fairly uniform, you can take 1 square as your guide and kind of match it up somewhat to the flattest edge that you could find. So that way you only have to cut around 3 edges. but here is good. So we're just gonna use our little red square as a guide to cut this. Hopefully I'm in frame. This blue square here. Like this. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to more or less align, because we're gonna put batting in between this. And so it's okay if the batting sticks out a little bit. You just don't want it to be like protruding out too much. And even still, like if it's not perfect now, we'll still have a chance to correct it even right up to the end. So don't worry, don't stress yourself out. So we have two. I just got to get 2 more of these big squares, and then I'm going to do the same for the little one. I'm just going to match it up, line it up to the fabric, and create more or less the same kind of size square. So I'll do that, and we'll be right back to kind of map out the felt or whatever squishy material you're going to use, batting, whatever you'd like. So I'll be back for that. So we have our 3 little sets of squares, so 6 squares. So I didn't really pay too much kind of attention to how I'm pairing them up. I just kind of just went with what felt right. So they look like this. And then we have to do the same with the felt. So basically you're gonna take your felt or your batting. If it's cheesecloth, you can also like cut it out like this, or you can stuff it in later when we're gluing it all together. But it's probably better if you cut it into squares, because it'll give it a more sort of uniform look, a more finished look, I would say. And so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut our first strip. I mean batting. I keep saying felt because I've used felt a lot in the past, but it's batting. So our first little batting square, and it doesn't have to be completely perfect, as you can see there. And then we're going to do another for the other side. And again, we're just gonna match up the best that we can. So kind of like that. And then just cut right at the edge of your fabric. You can hold it a little bit closer so you can really see where the edge is on this. And if there's any like crazy excess, you can just cut around it, but I think it looks kind of cute when it pokes out a little bit. But you just want to cut any excess out of the way. Okay, so again, you're gonna do 1 for each square. So for 6 of the big ones and 6 of the little ones, and then we can meet up once we're done with that. So I'll see you on the flip side. Okay, I hope the light's okay, guys, because it's been unusually dreary here. So we have these little squares now, and they each have their little buddy square made out of felt or batting or your cushiony material of choice. Again, don't worry about it not matching up completely perfect, because it will still look great. Trust that it will. So now we have decisions to make. But before we make decisions, we're going to glue the fabric onto your cushiony square of choice. So let's go ahead and do that, and it will probably be easier, because this is fuzzy, for you to put the glue on your actual fabric. And then once you have a nice layer of glue, just kind of try to match again the edges first, and then the rest of your fabric, and smooth it out. Like this. And go ahead and do all of your fabrics, including the little ones. Just glue the fabric onto the little piece of cushiony stuff, and then we'll meet right back. Okay, so we're finally done gluing all these down. And so sometimes, despite our best efforts, we end up with it looking all wonky. But we're not going to panic because we can still fix that right up until the end, like I said earlier. So now, let's put our smalls to the side, because we'll do those later, and choose our big ones. And so I think I want to put these and these, these and these, and these and these together. So now we'll have to make some decisions. The paper clip will go basically inside of this little, I would say, I'm going to call it a little canvas. It's kind of like a little canvas because we're going to alter the front. So you're going to have to start deciding what side is going to be your back, because your back is where your paper clip is going to go into. And so here I'm just going to make this the front and use this one as the back. And then I'm going to take the paper clip and kind of mark off more or less where I'm gonna place this paper clip, because right where the top meets here, I'm gonna make a little slit. But before I do that, I want you to keep several things in mind. So the higher the paper clip, the more flush the top of your embellishment will be with your page. The lower the paper clip, the more of it will kind of stick out of your journal. So if you want it nice and flush with the page, you're going to want to make a cut relatively close to the top of the fabric there. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that so that I make sure that it is evenly done. I'm going to fold this in half, and with a nice pair of sharp scissors, I'm just going to snip. And now you're going to want to let the glue dry a little. See how I have my little slit there? It's probably not wide enough yet to fit the paper clip, so I'm just going to further just cut a little bit more evenly on both sides. And that should be plenty of space to fit the small part of my paper clip, like that. So that's where you're going to want to decide on all your squares. One is what is going to be the back fabric, because that's where you're going to put your paper clip. And two, where do you want to cut the slit? Do you want it more flush to your page? Do you want it sticking out a little bit? If you want it flush to the page, then you'll want to do it like I did, a little bit closer to the top of the embellishment. Not too close though, because we're going to then finalize our cuts around this fabric to make it nice and even and look uniform, just to give it a finished look. So remember that also. Don't cut too high up into this fabric, because then that's gonna ruin you being able to even stuff out. And then once you have that slit cut on all of them and you've kind of eyeballed it, you're gonna take out your paper clip. We're gonna leave it as is, because then we are going to glue these pieces together. And so go ahead and cut the slits in all of your little squares, and then we can come right back. Okay, so I've cut them on all of the big squares. The next thing you will want to do is put glue all around, or as close to the edge as possible. Now remember to leave yourself a little border gap around, because we're going to even out the squares a little bit. You don't want to put glue in the middle. You're going to leave that space there because you're going to fit that paper clip in there. So you can put a little bit more glue to the right and the left of the square, but just remember, like that middle part, I would say about an inch, you want to leave no glue. So then we're going to go ahead and join our squares. And once we've joined our squares, anything that is not aligning or anything that looks kind of off to us, you can just go ahead and start snipping at that just to make it even. So here, all this extra batting can come out, and on this side too, like that and like that. And so now we have a nice neat square, and we have a space for our paper clip to go into. And you just want to test it, make sure there's no glue that's gonna make a barrier for you, and then you're ready to embellish this. You can go ahead and do all of these. I'm going to just show you how to embellish this first one so we can have one done and you guys can see. So you can kind of take a look at your stickers and see if there's anything that catches your eye. So this or this would be really cute, and you can write on it. So on this Dollar Tree, as you can see, it's really cheap, and the sticky back stayed on the cellophane. That's perfectly fine. That actually works to our favor, because we can actually glue the whole thing down. So kind of like that. And so that's our first little paperclip embellishment. And then you can up the ante here. There's other things that you could definitely add here. You can add a little garment pin on here. I will do a bronze one. Oops, that one's already open. And place a little heart. And you can kind of push the little heart through there. And looks really cute like this. And then you can make two decisions here. You could just put your paper clip like this. Oops. And not really do anything else, and you have your finished little paper clip. So let's see if I have any. I have some extra book plates here. So for example, it would hold your papers together like that. You could put glue in here to secure the paper clip. I won't do that in case she wants to take it out and use it for something else, but you can definitely put glue in there, and then that would further secure the paper clip from coming out. It won't come out now even, because you're gonna, you know, put something in between there. It's gonna put that pressure on the inside part. But that's our first paper clip. And here, another thing we can do is we can add a little bit of textile on there maybe. And then we can use this pretty sticker here because it kind of has some red and some turquoise. I don't need the sticky backing. So you can kind of place it like this. And then we can also add a little button there. Actually, we make this a little bit wider like this. And then we can add little button in the corner, and this one has the what's it called, the little loop on the back. You can kind of just pop it off, and then we can just glue that down. So let's go ahead and do that. And that turquoise looks so good against that red, like that. And then we will pop in our little paper clip like so, and that's our second paper clip. And when you use it to hold stuff, actually I should get something a little bit bigger so you guys can see. One second. So here is what it looks like holding a stack of index cards, and see how it's almost flush with that index card. On this one I have this little tiny piece of embroidery, which is so super cute. I think I will use it here and just kind of let it stick out, but I like this side better. Just remember when you're embellishing, remember where you cut your slit. And then I forgot that I had these, and it's so cute, and I have this little butterfly. So I think I will see what that looks like. Oh, that looks so freaking cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and commit. You can cut it to kind of fit the square, but I kind of like it looking kind of sticking out. I mean, I kind of like that. It gives it a shabby look. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on there. And I'm gonna put her slanted so she looks like she's kind of fluttering about. And that is our third paper clip. So cute. Oh my goodness. Just going to make it a little bit more shabby. Kind of like that. Super cute. So those are our 3 big ones. Now we're gonna work on the little ones. On these little ones, I think I might add a little doily here, kind of like that. So this one will be the backing fabric. Oops. I'm gonna put this cute little doily there. So super cute. And then I'm just gonna add these cute little buttons. And then I want to add a sticker because they're pretty. Ooh, I love the swan. I'm gonna put the swan on here. And these have also like a little foam doohickey back here. We're gonna take it out and put our own glue. That is so cute. You guys see? Little swan. So we're gonna go ahead and put our paper clip inside, little baby one, and use it to hold our cards together. Oh, I love this one. I absolutely adore this one. Okay, so now I'm gonna finish the other 2, kind of use a similar method, and then show you all of them together. Okay guys, so here I put a little one and a big one together just so you can see the size difference. And this one can go from very plain like this one. You use what you have. Some of us don't have like textiles and stuff like this, but looks still really awesome and cute with just the little charm and the sticker and the fabric. And that's what that one looks like. And here we have a big one and a little one. I put a little clothing pin there. I thought that was super cute. And then we have this big one. Love this button so much. And then this one is probably my favorite because of the swan. She's so pretty. So anyway, that is what they look like. I hope you guys enjoyed this craft with me and that you learned something new and that you guys will try them out for yourself because they're super fun. So that's going to be it for us today. Okay, love you. Bye.